So the New Jersey governor's race was decided yesterday. It turns out, not really that close. Chris Christie crushed his opponent, 60% to Senator Barbara Buono, who only got 39%. So a sad day. Republican governor of New Jersey reelected. Now he is characterized by a lot of people as moderate or centrist, and he's supposed to be an idea of a Republican who can appeal to Democrats and independents. And look, the numbers back that up because he had a very nice victory here, and a lot of independents and moderates did vote in his direction in a majority fashion, obviously. Not just obviously because of the overall numbers, but actually according to the surveys when they broke down the poll results. Furthermore, you got to understand, to give him credit, New Jersey is, at this point, according to the national election, the bluest state. It gave President Obama a 17-point margin, which is the largest margin he had anywhere. And nonetheless, Republican Governor Chris Christie won. Now, I think a lot of this is baloney because Chris Christie, his main thing is to cut taxes and to cut regulation. And I know, look, so that's the Republican line, and his whole thing is, well, I'm going to do that while not being just vehemently like right-wing on social issues. The reality is he fought gay marriage all the way to the end, and when the Supreme Court clearly was about to rule it in favor of gay marriage, at the last second he dropped the appeal. So I give him absolutely no credit for that whatsoever. And the whole lower taxes thing is not to create more jobs. In fact, we've shown on this show over and over again, it has not created more jobs in New Jersey. It's to funnel money back to his donors, because Chris Christie, the main thing he should be known for is a very large appetite for corruption. Now, it's legalized corruption, so I guess that doesn't make him that much more different than anybody else. It's just that he's savvier about it, so he seems like a regular guy. In fact, he was in trouble a little bit before the election on one particular issue that people took note of, and this is goes along with his general view of him, which is twofold. One is that he's got a temper issue, so he's set to explode. The other is, he's a regular guy. So they work in tandem. So he was talking to a teacher, apparently, and Melissa Tomlinson, just a couple of days before the election, asked him, why are you portraying our schools as failure factories? And apparently he responded, because they are. What do you want? I'm tired of you people. Okay? Now, you people is not in any way racial in this case. She's white. So people took that as like you people, as in like you teachers, what do you, like you're hassling me about teaching my kids? Well, of course you're not teaching my kids, I'm rich. But other people's kids. So now, look, I don't get too hung up on those words. What I'm more hung up on is this false image he has as a regular guy, when in fact he is completely funded by Wall Street and the richest people, not just in New Jersey, but in the country. And so he doesn't represent the average guy at all, no matter who he curses at. And I love this parting shot. According to Melissa Tomlinson, as he was leaving, she says, quote, "He told me to do my job and turned around and got on the bus." Yeah, but that's what her job is to be a teacher. So she was kind of sticking up for herself as you keep constantly pushing her around. And you can tell that she's got a point by how Governor Chris Christie's spokesperson, Maria Comella, responded, saying, oh, look, they were having a discussion about education funding levels, and the governor said that no matter how much money we spend, it will never be enough for you people. Well, it seems like actually her account of how it went down was fairly accurate. They're like, it's outrageous what she said. And let me just repeat what she said is totally true. Okay, so congratulations to Chris Christie, I guess. But let me give you one more fact about this. He outspent his opponent $11.5 million to $2.1 million on ads alone. So that'll do it. So a lot of Wall Street money gets you a lot of positive ads about how you're a regular guy and you're swell and that you represent the average guy from New Jersey. Look, a lot of people thought he did a good job with Sandy Hook, and so credit to him on that. So it's a mixed record, okay? And look, I always think I'm going to be a bad guy here. It's going to seem a little controversial, but I think it's funny when people, after a tragedy, the person in charge of the state, the city, whatever, shows up, and everybody gives him a ton of credit, like, oh, thank you for showing up. Well, what the fuck was he supposed to do? Sit at home, cower in the basement, and cry? Of course he showed up. It would be criminal negligence if he didn't show up. So yes, he worked really hard. He went around the state asking people if they were all right. He worked with President Obama to get more funding for New Jersey. That you should give him credit for, because that's real. Those dollars translates into help. But like this whole thing of like, oh, he put on a fleece and he went out there. What was he supposed to, three-piece suit? It doesn't, like Giuliani, oh, he showed up after 9/11. Pat on the back. What was he supposed to go on vacation to Hawaii? Of course he was going to show up. And by the way, he had put the communication tower, Giuliani, in the Twin Towers. So what credit is he getting? It was a debacle in terms of communication on 9/11 because Giuliani was the idiot who put the communication tower in the place most likely to get hit because it had been hit before. So, all right. So you see my sense of that. And then finally on whether Chris Christie is going to run for office, higher office. Well, he wasn't that unclear about it. He was fairly out in the open. He asked whether he can, run for president and be the governor of New Jersey at the same time. Now, this is very late in the campaign. He said, quote, "I can walk and chew gum at the same time. I can do this job and also deal with my future." In other words, yeah, I'm running for president. And on Tuesday, even though he'd spent his whole election, campaigning, he goes, "Oh, I'm the centrist. It's a blue state, but I worked with Obama. I did all this stuff." On Tuesday, as it seemed clear that he was going to have an overwhelming victory, when asked by national news, "Hey, are you a moderate?" he said, "No." Quote, "I'm a conservative." Gee, I wonder if you're going to run for president in the Republican primaries, where you're going to have to say over and over about how viciously conservative you are. So enjoy Chris Christie. And hey, look, you can say he's set to explode onto the national stage as well. And so New Jersey's problem will soon be the country's problem. And I know the mainstream media loves him, adores him. They will not perceive him to be a problem at all. They will see him as the solution. So you see that? We get rid of the Tea Party. They were being too right-wing. We're going to bring Chris Christie, who brings the Republican Party back to where it belongs, in the pocket of Wall Street.